All right. It's been a little while. It's been a little while, and I have some interesting things to share. I actually have been working on biomes, as you can see. There's now like a little biome list, and we have like a grassland, we have tundra, a taiga biome, a desert. We also have a mushroom forest, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, there have been some bumps in the road. I actually had to rewrite a bunch of burst code because I actually did it wrong the first time, and now it should be the correct way to run burst. Originally, I had everything laid out in a way where one job ran and then it completed, and then another job ran and then it completed. So it wasn't parallel, and now it should be more parallel, and everything should run alongside each other instead of just sequentially. So if we hit play, I worked some more on this. This is debugging, showing me which chunks are in queue and which chunks are generating. The blue are in the queue and the green are the ones that are generating. And yeah, as you can see, we have some biomes. We have a grassland over here. We have a desert over here. And as you can see, there are some errors. I have been getting some errors. Which is why I've been contemplating making this video, this update, but I decided to just go with it because this error seems, this error is kind of interesting because it says something has been declared write only in a job. However, I have never typed out write only in this project ever. Write only has never been included in the code, so this error is wrong actually, because write only has never been declared in my code base. So I don't actually know what this error is, and I get it like occasionally. I have no idea what it is. So I have just been running it without safety checks until I figure out what the error is, because for some reason I have no idea what it is, because again, write only has never been included. I've never typed out the words write only in this project. But this is what it is. This is biomes. You also might be wondering why I don't have a player moving around. And the reason is because I had to remove the original player controller I was using for this project for like copyright reasons, and I just haven't felt like writing my own yet. So I just have this little camera that just moves around to test generation. But I can just look around in scene view. Okay. How the biomes work is pretty simple. It's just two noise values. We have a temperature noise, and then we have a precipitation noise, and these are just all the settings for these noises, and they're basically overlaid on top of one another. So we have a temperature noise, and we calculate a noise value for temperature, and then we calculate a noise value for precipitation, and then each biome has a certain temperature range and a precipitation range. So we have a temperature range. For example, the taiga has a min temperature of -5, and a max temperature of 3, and a min precipitation of 45, and a max precipitation of 150. Every single time we place a block, we calculate some extra noise values. We cycle through the biomes, and if our noise value falls in between certain biomes, min temperature, max temperature, min precipitation, and max precipitation, then we place the blocks needed for each biome. Like for example, in the tundra biome, our top block becomes snow instead of grass, and if our block is placed in a taiga biome, it becomes dirt instead. So that's what biomes are. And because of the way noise acts, because it's like gradients, it's smooth gradients, we won't have like a snowy biome placed directly next to a desert. Biomes won't be just placed next to each other. They will be placed where it makes sense. Like, for example, because the tundra temperatures are closer to the taiga temperatures, we will see their biomes closer together, and we will never see them like right next to a desert. So that's the upside of using just noise as a way to calculate biomes, using them to calculate temperature and precipitation. And I think it creates a really cool effect. Like, I really like, look at this snowy mountain. Like, that is really cool. And then we have a taiga biome right next to it. It's really cool. And actually, to find these values, I used a real biome distribution chart from planet Earth. So these biomes, the temperatures that I inputted into Unity, are literally just the ones that are observed for this planet, which is pretty cool. I mean, except for the mushroom. There's not really a mushroom forest biome on this planet. But I did Google and I did some research on the temperatures that mushrooms grow in and average rainfall that mushrooms need. So that's where those values came from. But I just think it adds an interesting, something interesting to this to generation. Rather than just having everything grass, there's now more to look at and more to see. Of course, it's not perfect. We do get some errors if we're not in this specific burst mode. I also forgot to mention that each biome actually has a tree density. So, for example, in the tundra biome, seeing snow and only snow is more likely than having a tree. Seeing a tree spawn is very rare. And then higher tree density means a higher chance of not seeing a tree, which is kind of opposite. I don't know why I did that, but that's how it works. A higher value for tree density just means a lower chance of seeing trees. I just decided to create this update because chasing down the source of that bug has been tiresome, and I just decided to make an update video instead of waiting for every single bug to be squashed. So that's why I am making this video. Yeah, I also had another issue with Unity for the last couple of days where my license was not activating, even though it was activating on my other computers. So I had to uninstall and reinstall Unity, and that fixed the issue. But it was kind of weird because I couldn't just do anything with Unity on my Windows desktop. That license just wouldn't activate for no reason. So that was interesting. That was fun. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they're just random issues. So I will fix those issues hopefully soon, but for now it works fine when safety checks are off. I will also need to work on how much RAM this is using, because so far it's using a lot of RAM, like 74% of my 74% of my entire 32 gigabytes of RAM is being used up, which is kinda weird. For example, if I just close Unity, if I close out of Unity, reusing only 45% of memory. So a good 30%, around 30% of memory is being used by this project, which is a lot. So those are all fixes I'm going to work on in the future. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I hope you guys like biomes.